9:30.
All right, thanks everybody for being here. It's 9:30. We'll move through the pre-meeting and get any questions. Resolution number 21-364, authorize the mayor to apply for a trip to funding.
No changes.
No changes. Any questions? Resolution number 21-365, accept Alabama Tourism Grant for Point Mallard Master Plan.
No changes.
No changes. Any questions? Resolution number 21-366, authorize mayor to accept Alabama Tourism Grant for Point Mallard Duck Pond.
No changes.
No changes. Any questions? Resolution number 21-367, budget amendments for increased insurance premiums. No changes. Any questions? Resolution number 21-368, FY22 budget amendment funding of previously approved items and projects. Any questions? Resolution number 21-369, approve city investment committee members. No changes. Any questions? Resolution number 21-370, approve budget amendment for Singing River Trail contribution. There are no changes. Any questions on that? All right, resolution number 21-371, authorize the mayor to execute community service agreement, Delano Park Conservancy. I know we made the name change. No other changes. Any questions on that? All right, resolution number 21-372, approve budget amendment for Big Ten Mayors Association dues. Okay, any questions? Resolution number 21-373, approve purchase of diagnostic scan tool from Snap-on not to exceed $21,500. I don't see Charles, but oh, there he is.
Okay.
Hey, Charles, I see you.
Turn sideways.
Yeah, sorry. Just yell at me next time. All right, resolution number 21-374, award bid number 22004 to Lynn Layton Ford for a truck for the police department. Okay, any questions? Resolution number 21-375, award bid number 22003 for suppressors for police department. Any questions? Resolution number 21-376, award bid number 22001 for janitorial services to Diversified Maintenance. Any questions? Resolution number 21-377, approve intersection design agreement with Pewright Civil Engineers. No changes, any questions? Resolution number 21-378, approved budget amendment for increased cost of city janitorial services. Okay, any questions? Resolution number 21-379, approved purchase of a gateway router for information systems. We'll let Brad tell us about that, that's a new item.
This resolution is to approve the spending of money for a project to replace our voice routers or / gateways for City Hall and Flint, which are over 15 years old. They control the flow of telephone calls to the city, and it also allows us the ability to switch from PR lines to SIP trunks in the future. This is for $22,000 for 2 of them, and we lost one of them a little over a week ago. So we managed to get one replacement just to kind of get us to limp by. But this was something that we'd asked for originally, our budget just got overlooked, so that's why we're adding it now.
Okay. Any questions? All right, thanks, Brad. And last, appoint Jacob Woods to the Historical Preservation Commission Board with term expiring March 19th, 2022. There are no changes. Any questions on that one? All right, we'll get started at 10 o'clock. Thanks.
Look, we can get everybody else to join in and dress up as elves. We'll get Jacob to dress up as Miss Claus.
All right, we'll call the meeting to order. Reverend Alex Bovey from First United Methodist Church is here to deliver our invocation and lead us in the pledge.
Let's pray together. God of justice and mercy, we thank you for the gift of life, the opportunity to serve the people of this city. Help this council to act with character and conviction. Help them to listen with understanding and goodwill. Help them to speak with charity and restraint. Give them a spirit of service. Remind them that they are stewards of your authority. Guide them to be the leaders your people need. Help them to see the humanity and the dignity of those who disagree with them, and to treat all persons, no matter how weak or poor, with reverence in your creation that your creation deserves. And finally, Father, renew them with the strength of your presence and the joy of helping to build a community worthy for the people that they serve. We ask this as your sons and daughters, confident in your goodness and love. In the name of Jesus I pray. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Roll call.
Ladner.
Here.
McMasters.
Here.
Jackson. Pike.
Here.
Pepper.
Here. All right, first we'll have approval of minutes, and we'll take these three in one vote if everybody's okay with that.
So moved. Second.
All right, I've got a motion by Mr. McMasters, second by Mr. Pike. Any discussion? Roll call.
Ladner.
Aye.
McMasters.
Aye.
Jackson. Pike.
Aye.
Pepper.
Aye.
The minutes are approved with a vote of 5-0. Next, we have our monthly bills. Approve October 2021 monthly bills.
So moved. Second.
Motion by Mr. McMaster, second by Mr. Pike. Any discussion? Roll call.
Ladner.
Aye.
McMasters.
Aye.
Jackson. Pike.
Aye.
Pepper.
Aye.
The monthly bills are approved with a vote of 5-0. Next is resolution number 21-358, Decatur Commons Project, Aquadome Replacement, Additional Recreational and Redevelopment Facilities.
So moved.
Hold on one second. No changes, but.
No real changes. Basically, just would, if y'all vote for this, the mayor would begin the process of focusing on acquiring the properties in that Decatur Commons area that's outlined in the resolution.
Okay.
Then it would be brought back to the city council for a vote.
I do have one member of the public that signed in to speak on this agenda item. Ms. Vinson, if you'd like to speak, you can come to the podium. We'll do 3 minutes, and just state your name, please. Thanks.
Sharika Vinson from Decatur, Alabama. I spoke last Wednesday at the public forum, and so I'm just coming up here today to just renew my request to have the Decatur Commons project separated from the Aquadome replacement project. I think that not enough focus has been put on the replacement of the Aquadome. I think it's been lumped into the Decatur Commons project, which I said before, I don't think is a bad idea, but I think that there is a risk, a very real risk, that the Aquadome replacement will get lost in this Decatur Commons project, that it won't serve the community from which it's leaving. I think that there are other properties in the city that have not been explored. Also, there are so many unanswered questions. One, will Decatur Youth Services be a part of this new facility in the Decatur Commons? Number two, the new facility, do you plan to charge a fee for the use of that facility to the public? I think that this process has been a little bit rushed, in my opinion, and that's pretty much are my concerns. Thank you.
Thanks, Ms. Vinson. Okay, I didn't recognize your motion earlier, but we'll entertain the motion. I don't have anybody else on the list to speak.
So moved.
Motion by Mr. McMasters,
Second.
second by Mr. Pike. Any discussion?
Yeah, I'd like to discuss a lot of this. I think that Ms. Benson hit on some really key points. The proximity of the neighborhood that this was intended to serve. At that particular time, when the Aquadome was built, it was built in District 4. And it was intended to serve the citizens of District 4 and the nearby citizens in District 1, and of course the entire city. But it was, our centers, our recreational facilities were systematically located in geographic areas throughout our city. T.C. Almond, Fort Decatur, the Aquadome, Carrie Matthews, so as to facilitate use by those specific communities. And when we talk about the distance, even from the 8th Street location to where we're talking about at the ADM property, that the distance is the same or it's close. The issue is that when you move it that far away, it's not serving the people of District 4 that are nearby now that it's a part of District 1. And it's no longer serving those people who are farther out in District 1. So it's taking that center away. So we're not really replacing an Aquadome. We're removing an Aquadome and coming up with a new project that is going to be more geared to serving the people of, not necessarily the citizens of Decatur, the way that I see it. There's no pool that's necessarily designed with it. It is not.
There's no what?
I've heard, my understanding is that there's not gonna be a swimming pool associated with it.
I would not support building any construction without a replacement pool.
Okay.
That's just my.
That's better, but still, it's not set up to, serve the people of the community that it was originally served to, intended to serve. I don't think that we can try to set up something to replace the Aquadome that's going to be a revenue producer. That's not what Parks and Rec is about. It's about recreational facilities for our community, and I think we're moving away from that. One thing that concerns me too is the fact that for decades, that particular site was a place that processed cotton and baled cotton. And cotton is known as the dirty crop. And it's known as a dirty crop because of the pesticides that are associated with cotton. And so it kind of concerns me that we're looking at a site that we don't know what the environmental impact of it is at this particular point. We don't know. DDT was a common pesticide that was used in cotton, and of course we know that that's been banned now. And so is that ground polluted with contaminants such as the pesticides that have been long since banned? And again, like I said, the primary pesticide at that particular time was DDT, and it was banned in 1972. Cotton takes up about 2.5% of our agricultural land in the world. 16% of the most dangerous pesticides that we have are used on cotton. So what is that land like? So are we moving people away from a place that we're moving a site away because of contamination and moving them to a place that's just as bad? Do we know that? Have we tested that already?
We have, before we acquired the property, we had a phase 1 environmental study done. Then we had a phase 2 environmental study done. And that's outside of my area of expertise, but the indications are that there were no concerns as far as what that property
Okay.
had.
I have concerns, like I said, cotton is known as the dirty crop.
I understand.
And we have,
You were serving on the council whenever that was required by the city.
Yeah,
Do you recall?
I don't recall any sort of environmental testing done. That's why I asked.
Well, there's a phase 1 and a phase 2 that were done
That was what
prior
I
to us
said.
acquiring the property.
Okay.
But I'm
I
just,
don't recall that.
I,
But the thing is that I think that we are, and at that particular time, even if we had done some testing, we have to know exactly what contaminants we're looking for. We have to know, just like at that particular point, we weren't testing for PFAS at the Aquadome. So are we moving our citizens away from a place that's contaminated and back to another place? That's a concern of mine. I just think that we've rushed through this and we're pushing this thing forward without a lot of thought, without a lot of deliberation. The other day, Herman said that we were looking at land around well, actually, when I asked what this was actually doing, you said that it was going to give the mayor the opportunity to explore land around the site that we're looking at. So that kind of made me a bit curious, and I started looking at the fact that a lot of that land around that is owned by an E.H. Darby. Is that accurate?
Are you talking about by Finley? Yeah, that's a family out of Florence.
We're looking at, and E.H. Darby is a Florence address that is owned now by Jane
It's the former Southern Sash location, which was owned by the Darby family.
and Jane Deal owns that now.
She and her sisters inherited it. Yeah.
And Jane Deal is the wife of Johnny Deal, who's been our bond agent for 30 years plus, probably. So I think that the optics aren't even look good on that. I just think that we're rushing through this. We need to do a lot more exploration. We've got other sites that we haven't looked at. And I read in the newspaper, Mayor, because I was out of town, that we said that the place on 8th Street was not suitable. And I don't know, I mean, how we looked at it to say that it's not suitable. So, I mean, I just think that we've got a lot of other opportunities that we can explore that, that give us more access by the community that it would be used. District 4 is being impacted by this heavily. District 1 is being impacted by this heavily. And I think that those communities will just be left without at this particular point. So that's why.
Well, one thing that I'm going to add to what Mr. Jackson said is he said that District 4 is going to be impacted tremendously when it comes to this, and District 1 is also going to be impacted. And I agree with what he said when it comes to District 1 and 4 being impacted, but I don't agree with him saying that it's intended just for those two districts. Each one of these facilities are open to the public in general. It's not supposed to be specific for just one area. That's intending that there's one house on this street and our rec facility is going to go on that street and it's only intended for that one house. That's not how that works. Everybody in the city can come there. Yes, it may be a further distance from other individuals' homes, but that's like, you know, I live over on Modus Road, and me wanting to go to Chick-fil-A, well, that's a good little drive. Yes, not everybody has access to a vehicle, but if I didn't have access to a vehicle and I wanted Chick-fil-A, I'm going to walk on down to Chick-fil-A. I'm going to find my way there. I know that walking is not the best option for some folks, and I know that back when, I don't want to say this wrong, but back in those times, the city might have been a lot safer, and this world may have been a lot safer. And today's times, you know, we look at a lot of different things when it comes to our children walking and walking alone, but I see kids walk home every day from school. I mean, if they can walk home from school, I mean, I live close to Austin Middle School now, and I see them walk on down the sidewalk and take a right there at Fairgrounds Road and continue walking to the neighborhoods back there. And I know that that's a lot further, but the kids that live in that area can't get to the Aquadome now. I mean, it's just as far as a walk from them as it is from a kid that lives at the southeast end of the city. You know, it's something that's going to impact everybody, not just our citizens, not just, you know, the county citizens. It's open to anybody and everybody that wants to use the facility. And I think it's not just impacting two areas, it's impacting everybody.
Let's be clear, clarity's sake. I did not say it was only going to be used by those communities. I said that it was systematically and geographically set up to serve those communities. And that's exactly what it was. So, no, it's not limited to only the people in that community, but it was set up so that those people would have access to those centers. And that is being taken away. There's no ifs, ands, and buts about that.
Okay. Any other discussion? You had two questions and you deserve two answers. This is just one council person's opinion. Your first question was about, will DYS go there? There's been a lot of discussion about Kerry Matthews, DYS, this facility. It's kind of all gotten convoluted, even though, to your point, they're kind of separate. We talked about it a little bit at the meeting, the 3M settlement meeting. My thought is DYS would not go in this facility. We would build DYS a new facility, but that's, and I've talked with Brandon, I have talked with Mr. Jackson about that. There's a couple of options there that are kind of separate from this issue. But the initial thought is DYS would not go in this facility. Your second question was about charging. I would not support that at all. This is a public rec center, just like our existing rec centers, just like what the Aquadome is. Now, we do charge, because I was a member of the Healthy Lifestyles Club for a while. Is that right, Jason? Which is for swimming. I think it was $50 a quarter, 3 months. Is that right? And so to have access to the pool, but we don't charge for somebody to go play basketball or pickleball or whatever. So similar setup to that, I would think we would transfer to a replacement as well. I know the question came up last time about accessibility, not necessarily proximity. I Friday morning went and to the Aquadome and walked. There's actually a very nice wide path that goes from the Aquadome all the way across Central Parkway behind Decatur Utilities, and it does end at Farmers Market. It actually doesn't end, but it crosses the railroad tracks, and it's part of the Bill Sims bike trail. I would envision, if this is a site that works for this facility, that we would continue that path on, to continue where people would not have to cross the railroad tracks, especially kids, to walk down there. So there is good access to the 8th Street site, which is the only other site I've heard mentioned. There are sidewalks when you get past Danville. I would be guessing on mileage, but there are no sidewalks in that first section from the current Aquadome. You get past Danville Road, and then a little more ways, there's some sidewalks that start there and get down there. So I think accessibility is probably a wash from what my experience was of walking over there. But anyway, this is, again, just to be clear on this resolution, this is just to allow the mayor to see what the properties are. I think there's a lot of properties. I know there's some tax sale properties, and you kind of go look at the tax map and see what it would take to acquire those properties. So that's my only comment. Any other discussion?
Yeah, I'll say I will support this today. It will come back to the council, and there's a lot of moving parts. As far as the properties go, it is centrally located. I understand exactly what Mr. Jackson's saying. As far as the residents of those neighborhoods, I know many people throughout the city, and a lot in District 2 that do use the Aquadome weekly, and some even just about daily. This location is, with this access from Central and Moulton, even from Beltline and 6th Avenue, it's about as centrally located as we could be for what, in my opinion, will be a state-of-the-art, a large facility to be used by the whole city. I would think that it will have more amenities than what's currently offered at the Aquadome. That's something I'd like to see the whole city get to enjoy. I do understand the accessibility, and you may have mentioned it last time. Somebody did about access for the kids of that neighborhood, to be able to get them to and from. I certainly hope that's something we'll explore as well, but I will support this resolution today.
Okay, any other discussion? Got a motion by Mr. McMasters and a second by Mr. Pike. Roll call.
Ladner.
Aye.
McMasters.
Aye.
Jackson. Pike.
Aye.
Pepper.
Aye.
Resolution number 21-358 passes with a vote of 4-1. Next, we have resolution number 21-359, approve expenditure in the amount of $18,000 to Pewright McAnally for engineering and design and the construction engineering and inspection of the 3 Flume Slide Hill Tunnel project. Stephanie?
Mayor, Council President, Stephanie McLean, Point Mallard Park. This is a request for approval of funds in the amount of $18,000 to contract Pewright McAnally for the engineering and design to reinforce the lower hill at the 3 Flume slides. This request would be funded by Point Mallard, by the Point Mallard account as a capital expense.
So moved.
Motion by Mr. McMasters,
Second.
second by Mr. Pike. Any discussion? Roll call?
Ladner.
Aye.
McMasters.
Aye.
Jackson. Pike.
Aye.
Pepper.
Aye.
Resolution number 21-359 is approved 5-0. Next is resolution number 21-360. Authorize the mayor to execute the North Alabama Drug Task Force MOU.
Well, go ahead, Chief, this is your opportunity then.
Thank you, Mr. Parks.
Thank you.
This is just an agreement between the Drug Task Force, the local North Alabama Drug Task Force, and the Decatur Police Department so that we can partnership in order to fight crime and fight drug activities in this region.
So moved. Second.
Motion by Mr. McMaster, second by Mr. Pike. Any discussion?
Question, Chief, are we gonna staff an officer on the task force, like full-time? or-
We have one there now.
You do
That's
have
correct.
the, okay.
Yes.
Okay, thanks, Mr. Pepper. Any other discussion? Roll call?
Ladner.
Aye.
McMasters.
Aye.
Jackson. Pike.
Aye.
Pepper.
Aye.
Resolution number 21-360 is approved 5-0. Next is resolution number 21-361, approve expenditure for traffic signal upgrade at Second Avenue and Moulton Street.
So moved.
Motion by Mr. Pike, second by Mr. McMasters. Any discussion?
Chief, you got anything on that?
No. This is a well-known dangerous spot there in the city. We're trying to upgrade it with some signals in order to prevent collisions from occurring at that intersection.
Okay, any other discussion? Roll call?
Ladner.
Aye.
McMasters.
Aye.
Jackson. Pike.
Aye.
Pepper.
Aye.
Resolution number 21-361 is approved 5-0. Next is resolution number 21-362, approve TTL proposal for the installation of piezometers in preparation for cell number 16 project.
Wanda Tyler, Landfill and Recycling. We're currently in cell 16 at the landfill, and this is to prepare us to, for cell 16, which we should be in the first quarter of 2023. And these piezometers will give us information about what's going on in the ground, the seepage, the pressure, the water pressure that's going on. TTL provided us this proposal for $20,875, which will be funded by the Landfill Enterprise Fund.
So moved.
Motion by Mr. McMaster, second by Mr. Pike. Any discussion? Roll call?
Ladner.
Aye.
McMasters.
Aye.
Jackson. Pike.
Aye.
Pepper.
Aye.
Resolution number 21-362 is approved 5-0. Next is resolution number 21-363, approve the purchase of Peterson's 6710D track-mounted horizontal grinder.
Yes, this is a budgeted capital expense that would be funded by the Landfill Enterprise Fund. This grinder will, the purchase of this grinder will include the trade-in of our 2012 grinder. They're giving us $203,000 for it. Plus, we got a $40,000 discount through Omnia, which this grinder will cost us $1,083,107. And as I said, it'll be funded through the Enterprise Fund.
So moved. Second.
Motion by Mr. McMaster, second by Mr. Pike. Any discussion? I know you're excited about this.
I am.
Yeah. All right. Roll call?
Ladner.
Aye.
McMasters.
Aye.
Jackson.
Aye.
Pike.
Aye.
Pepper.
Aye.
Resolution number 21-363 is approved 5-0. Resolution number 21-364, authorize mayor to apply for A-Trip 2 funding. Alan?
Yes, Mayor, Council, this is a application to ALDOT for A-Trips 2 project to put lighting along the causeway and the bridge. We just request your approval to allow us to apply for this grant.
So moved. Second.
Motion by Mr. McMaster, second by Mr. Pike. Any discussion? Roll call?
Ladner.
Aye.
McMasters.
Aye.
Jackson. Pike.
Aye.
Pepper.
Aye.
Resolution number 21-364 is approved 5-0. Resolution number 21-365, accept Alabama Tourism Grant for Point Mallard Master Plan.
Good morning, Mayor and Council. Suzanne Taylor, Grants Administrator. This is to accept a $100,000 no-match grant to update the Point Mallard Master Plan.
So moved. Second.
Motion by Mr. McMasters, second by Mr. Pike. Any discussion?
Yeah, and I just wanted to publicly thank Senator Orr for his assistance in obtaining these no-match grants. I think this is gonna benefit the park greatly.
Any other discussion? Roll call.
Ladner.
Aye.
McMasters.
Aye.
Jackson. Pike.
Aye.
Pepper.
Aye.
Resolution number 21-365 is approved 5-0. Resolution number 21-366, authorize mayor to accept Alabama tourism grant for Point Mallard Duck Pond.
This one is to authorize the $45,000 no-match grant for the upgrades to the duck pond.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Mr. McMaster, second by Mr. Pike. Any discussion? Roll call.
Ladner.
Aye.
McMasters.
Aye.
Jackson. Pike.
Aye.
Pepper.
Aye.
Resolution number 21-366 is approved 5-0. Next is resolution number 21-367, budget amendments for increased insurance premiums.
Yes, sir, that's, of course, we have to project insurance premiums well before we do the budget. And because of the inflated cost of replacement and the cybersecurity, the premium that we budgeted was not adequate to cover our insurance premium for 2022 fiscal year. And the total amount is $48,054. Much of that's cybersecurity. It went up substantially.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Mr. McMaster, second by Mr. Pike. Any discussion?
Aren't we generally able to project those?
We try our best. I mean, at the time we submit the budget, it's an estimate, so, in this case, the estimate was lower than.
Can you come to the podium?
Sorry. I got a mic right here.
To answer your question, Mr. Jackson, typically when we do the budget initially, it's an estimate. We haven't typically been wrong like this in the past, but like Herman was talking about, the cybersecurity premiums have gone up drastically, which I think last year was our first year, maybe
Third year
since we had done it, so.
It went from single digits to, it's about 5 or 6 times what it was previously.
I guess my question is though, I know that it's an estimate always, but normally we get indications that there are gonna be increases, so we kind of base it based on that, which doesn't impact our budget like this. So I was just wondering how we got off.
I'm not following your question. I guess you say we get indicated that it's gonna.
There are indicators generally that we're gonna have increases, and
Right.
I just wondered how we got so far off this time.
I don't have an answer for why we would have missed this going up other than the cybersecurity piece, which is, I guess, hard to predict.
Plus, the cost of construction and materials has gone way up. There's 3 properties that are taken out of our blanket coverage because they are on the historic preservation list, and those are separate, so that's an increase there. We took the figures that our agent, in fact, we had more than one agent that presented a program. The other one was substantially higher than this. We chose this one. But I understand, yeah, I agree with you. We try to estimate as best we can, and our group does, but it just had some unexpected increases. Simple as that.
All right, any other discussion? Roll call.
Ladner.
Aye.
McMasters.
Aye.
Jackson. Pike.
Aye.
Pepper.
Aye.
Resolution number 21-367 is approved 5-0. Next is resolution number 21-368, FY22 budget amendment, funding of previously approved items and projects.
This budget amendment, it's housekeeping, typically happens every year. Essentially what we're doing is moving budget that wasn't complete in previous years into the current year. So move.
Second.
Motion by Mr. McMaster, second by Mr. Pike. Any discussion? Roll call.
Ladner.
Aye.
McMasters.
Aye.
Jackson. Pike.
Aye.
Pepper.
Aye.
Resolution number 21-368 is approved 5-0. Next is resolution number 21-369, approved city investment committee members.
Yeah, this updates our investment policy to represent the current or the new members that will be part of the investment committee to match those roles, since there's been quite a bit of turnover with personnel for those spots.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Mr. McMaster, second by Mr. Pike. Any discussion? Roll call.
Ladner.
Aye.
McMasters.
Aye.
Jackson. Pike.
Aye.
Pepper.
Aye.
Resolution number 21-369 is approved 5-0. Next is resolution number 21-370, approved budget amendment for Singing River Trail contribution.
This is a budget amendment to move money aside for another contribution for the Singing River Trail.
So moved.
And,
Second.
sorry, motion by Mr. McMaster, second by Mr. Pike. Any discussion? And this, Dr. Sims came and talked to us about this about a month ago, and anyway. Any other discussion? Roll call.
Ladner.
Aye.
McMasters.
Aye.
Jackson.
Aye.
Pike.
Aye.
Pepper.
Aye.
Resolution number 21-370 is approved 5-0. Next is resolution number 21-371, authorize the mayor to execute community service agreement, Delano Park Conservancy.
This we treated this resolution as a typical appropriation. They went through the application process, met all the requirements, and now it's here for council to vote on.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Pike, second by Mr. McMasters. Any discussion? Roll call.
Ladner.
I'll abstain.
McMasters.
Aye.
Jackson. Pike.
Aye.
Pepper.
Aye.
Resolution number 21-371 is approved with a vote of 4-0 with one abstention. Resolution number 21-372, approved budget amendment for Big Ten Mayors Association dues.
Yeah, this is a budget amendment for funding to pay the dues to be part of the Big Ten Mayors Association. It's 50 cents per person of your population, and that's the, I think it was 29,000 is the amount I had on there for the dues.
So moved.
Motion by Mr. McMasters,
Second.
second by Mr. Pike. Any discussion? Roll call.
Ladner.
Aye.
McMasters.
Aye.
Jackson.
Aye.
Pike.
Aye.
Pepper.
Aye.
Resolution number 21-372 is approved 5-0. Next is resolution number 21-373, approved purchase of diagnostic scan tool from Snap-on not to exceed $21,500.
Council President, Mayor, and Council, I'm Charles Booth, the purchasing agent for the city. This is, was previously, you voted to declare sole source. This is just the funding for it.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Mr. McMaster, second by Mr. Pike. Any discussion? Roll call.
Ladner.
Aye.
McMasters.
Aye.
Jackson. Pike.
Aye.
Pepper.
Aye.
Resolution number 21-373 is approved 5-0. Next is resolution number 21-374, award bid number 22004 to Lynn Leighton Ford for a truck for the police department.
Yes, sir. This is at the request of the police department. We requested bids, got one response from Lynn Leighton with a net bid price of $25,871, trade-in of $10,500.
So moved.
Motion by Mr. McMaster, second by Mr. Pike. Any discussion? Roll call.
Ladner.
Aye.
McMasters.
Aye.
Jackson.
Aye.
Pike.
Aye.
Pepper.
Aye.
Resolution number 21-374 is approved 5-0. Next is resolution number 21-375, award bid number 22003 for suppressors for the police department.
Yes, sir. We got 9 responses on this one, and the lowest bidder was Botac at $10,431.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Pepper, second by Mr. McMasters. Any discussion? Roll call.
Ladner.
Aye.
McMasters.
Aye.
Jackson. Pike.
Aye.
Pepper.
Aye.
Resolution number 21-375 is approved 5-0. Resolution number 21-376, award bid number 22001 for janitorial services to diversified maintenance.
Yes, sir. This is for the city-owned buildings, janitorial service and supplies. 3 responses with diversified, the lowest at $125,184 and some change.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Mr. McMaster, second by Mr. Pike. Any discussion? Roll call.
Ladner.
Aye.
McMasters. Jackson.
Aye.
Pike.
Aye.
Pepper.
Aye.
Resolution number 21-376 is approved 5-0. Next is resolution number 21-377, approve intersection design agreement with Pew Wright Civil Engineers.
Lee Terry with the Planning Department. This would allow Pew Wright McAnally to do a preliminary intersection design for a fourth leg to the Country Club Road, Highway 67 intersection.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Mr. McMaster, second by Mr. Pike. Any discussion? And this is would go, potentially, they're studying if we could go straight through the light.
Straight through
South.
to, yes, for,
Okay.
yeah, it's currently a three-way intersection, and this would make it a full four.
Yeah, and opens up the parcel there. Okay. All right, any other discussion? Roll call.
Ladner.
Aye.
McMasters.
Aye.
Jackson. Pike.
Aye.
Pepper.
Aye.
Resolution number 21-377 is approved 5-0. Resolution number 21-378, approved budget amendment for increased cost of janitorial services.
Council, this is a budget amendment for increased budget related to the lowest bid for the janitorial services not budgeted in the original budget.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Mr. McMaster, second by Mr. Pike. This is cost of people, kind of the reason that
So the bid process, we go through the whole bid process and we're required to
I would
select the
think the
lowest.
wage inflation would be part of that.
Probably.
But it's also supplies too, so,
And the previous bid was 3 years.
yeah.
Correct.
Okay, any other discussion? Roll call.
Ladner.
Aye.
McMasters.
Aye.
Jackson.
Aye.
Pike.
Aye.
Pepper.
Aye.
Resolution number 21-378 is approved 5-0. Next is resolution number 21-379, approved purchase of a gateway router for information systems. Brad?
Morning. Brad Phillips, Director of Information Systems. This resolution is to buy 2 voice gate mail routers for the city. As I mentioned earlier, they're over 15 years old, and this is what kind of controls our telephone traffic on our network.
And we had one go down.
We had one go down a little over a week ago.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Mr. McMaster, second by Mr. Pike. Any discussion? Roll call.
Ladner.
Aye.
McMasters.
Aye.
Jackson. Pike.
Aye.
Pepper.
Aye.
Resolution number 21-379 is approved 5-0. Next, we have board appointment, appoint Jacob Woods to the Historical Preservation Commission Board with term expiring March 19th, 2022.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Mr. McMaster, second by Mr. Pike.
Mr. President,
Yes.
it's my understanding that this vacancy will occur on December the 1st.
Okay,
That's correct.
okay. Any other discussion? Roll call.
Ladner.
Aye.
McMasters.
Aye.
Jackson. Pike.
Aye.
Pepper.
Aye.
The board appointment is approved 5-0. Our next council work session will be held on November 29th, 2021 at 5 p.m. The next regular council meeting will be held on December 7th at 6 p.m. Anything else from directors? Ms. Sandlin?
Rochelle Sandlin, HR Department. Last Monday, notified the council that you had the updated package for solid waste director applicants. Your packages were in your offices on Monday afternoon. Just need some guidance on next steps on this. You had 6 total new applicants, 4 of which did not meet the minimum qualifications. 2 may be some that you want to take a look at. And then, of course, you had an email from our internal candidate we need a decision on.
Okay. Any discussion on that? I thought maybe we could get you something by Wednesday of the new applicants who we might want to interview, if anyone, and then we'll go from there. So you can email me, Stephanie, or Rochelle your recommendations on any new interviews for that position by Wednesday.
Thank you.
And we have interviews for municipal judge on Friday. All right, Mayor, anything else from any directors? Sorry.
Yes, sir. To follow Dr. Sims' presentation about the Turtle Bridge project, the parking lot he talked about is available. I just need to know if the council wants us to move forward and bring it back. The purchase price is $178,000, and it's like $200, $178. And and then we're gonna try to negotiate, see if we can get a lower price, but that's the price that Dr. Sims was presented, and I just need guidance as to whether to go forward, because they need to know.
Yeah, I think.
And we need to know.
So you're just asking to move forward with the negotiation and then bring it back?
Right, yes, sir.
I would be in favor of that.
Likewise.
Okay. All right, anything else from any other directors? Mayor?
Yes, thank you, Council President. I had the pleasure of signing annual step increases for roughly just a little north of 500 city employees, less those who have kind of topped out in the process. And then also being able to sign off on promotions. And they're all wonderful things to be able to do. This week will mark the anniversary, the 41st anniversary of our city attorney. And his face is turning red right now because he wishes that I wouldn't have done this. But
That's right.
You've been a wonderful, remain a wonderful public servant. We're thankful for the work that you do for the city, thankful for your years of service and how you go about it. And thank you, Herman.
Thank you all.
Thanks, Herman.
Thank you, Herman.
I'm done.
Okay, anything else from council? All right, we'll stand adjourned. Thanks.